Amanda Mastera here with World Lacrosse, and today at the USA Lacrosse headquarters, I'm joined with Tari Kandemiri, and we are excited to bring you the 2021 Super Sixes Lacrosse Tournament. First on the docket today is the Haudenosaunee versus Canada.
Yeah, Amanda, I am pumped. This is going to be such a fast-paced weekend. We're about to watch the first game, and I caught up with Dana Adobe earlier. She's looking forward to seeing the future of the sport grow, and it starts here.
It's pretty incredible to see, too, right? So Dana is a coach of several of these players. She is 37, older than I am, certainly older than you, and then against a very young Haudenosaunee team. I'm excited. Haudenosaunee taking gold at the 2021 Palace Sixes Cup, so I think this matchup is going to be close.
Absolutely.
And just a little background on our World Lacrosse Sixes. So it is 6 players on the field. It's 5 field players, 1 goalie. We have a shortened, abbreviated version of the game, 30-second timeouts. We also have 30-second shot clock. It is very much a back-and-forth game. We'll see a speed game, subbing on the fly. I mean, Tari, you've seen this game before. What are your thoughts on strategy?
Yeah, I think strategy, like you said, subbing on the fly, being quick, taking advantage of that transition time. If you're running gun, being able to get the ball right into the back of the net. There are no draws after goals, so people just need to keep moving. Players got to keep running, and goalies got to be ready.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this matchup. I think both of these teams have endurance. I mean, we got to talk about stick skills. The game started with the Haudenosaunee, and the matchup here against Canada, I mean, I just think this is going to be a close game.
Absolutely, absolutely. We saw both teams warming up, and they looked ready to go. Crisp passes, crisp shots. They're ready to play.
And they're just lining up right now, and we have opening lineups starting momentarily. Again, this is our first game of the 2021 Super Sixes. And right now we have this first matchup, and it's interesting seeing, too, the way that the Haudenosaunee women's team is a little bit younger, right? And we have a lot of these players on the women's team who have played on the international circuit, many of which have been the 2017 World Championships, 2019. I mean, I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup. Also, Tari, we talked about this before the game. When you play sixes, you play end line to end line. You kind of play every position. So it's not I'm just a defender or I'm just a midfielder.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be ready for anything. And what I love the most, we caught up with some of the coaches before the game. The Haudenosaunee team, it's almost a family affair kind of. We've got some sisters and we've got some cousins. And, I think that'll also play into it a little bit that they've played together before. They're familiar with the format and they're familiar with each other.
And it sounds like we have our opening lineup.
For Canada, number 3, number 6, Jalen Jimmerson.
And right now we have starting lineups. It's interesting too, right? Like you only have a roster of 12, so your starting lineup is, really just 6 players. We have our 5 field players and then our goalie. The interesting thing too is should this game go into overtime, it's a sudden victory overtime. There's not necessarily additional time on the clock. First goal wins the game.
Yeah, and I think that makes a strong start even more important for these teams. They have to start strong, got to be ready because, if it goes to that overtime, there's really only one shot to get it right.
It's interesting, too, having seen this game played at the 2021 Palace Sixes Cup in Florida, and that was just a month and a half ago, this Haudenosaunee team took gold. I mean, they slayed it. Every game, they were just showing exactly, how this game started with them and their tradition of the Haudenosaunee. So, also, something to note, this game, though faster paced, you'll see tons of subbing on the fly. You want fresh legs in it.
Right.
It ends up being a 20-minute game in the end. I mean, we're so used to that hour game, right? It is so fast paced. It's exciting. I mean, you've played box lacrosse before. Talk to me about that. What are the comparisons between the two?
Yeah, well, as many of you know, I'm actually a very good, strong, talented box lacrosse player playing in men's league in Atlanta.
Humble brag.
Humble brag. Got a couple goals under my belt. But yeah, I mean, I think it mirrors box in a lot of ways, especially obviously the size of the roster itself. The size of the field is a little bit smaller, and so you're kind of passing much quicker. You're forced almost to move a lot faster and move more often because if you settle, that means that the other team has a better chance of getting snatching the ball from you, being so close. But I love the run and gun style. That's what I enjoy about box, and that's what makes me always want to keep playing box lacrosse. Is I'm never bored. There's never a dull moment, and I think we're going to see that today.
Yeah, and it's also interesting you should say that, right? So if you're playing run and gun, though, at the end of the game, you're all gassed. So I really want to see a little more strategy on this game, and I think you will from these teams, right? So seeing it translate from the box game and vice versa, you're catching, you're passing, you're shooting with a small space. Like, what do your stick skills look like? Are you going to utilize that smaller field? Are you going to spread out? Are you not? I mean, it's really interesting to see the way that teams adjust.
Yeah, and you touched on the 30-second shot clock as well. As much as I want to see, the fast, quick goals going back and forth, teams will likely also take advantage of that shot clock to kind of pace themselves, get a little breather. We've got 8-minute quarters, and it's not necessarily a ton of time, and especially, the quarters happening, so people might want to take advantage of that too.
And I hear this a lot. Why 6s? Like, why isn't it not 77, 8v8? A 6v6 allows a lower barrier to entry. And when I say that, I mean both financially for emerging member nations. I mean, World Lacrosse now represents 70 member nations around the world. That's going to allow new emerging programs to really thrive, right? And there's less specialization. So because everyone plays end line to end line, it's easier to teach and it's easier to understand.
Yeah, and you can get, a couple of your friends together, get on the field, play 6s, get in the backyard and play a version of 6s. I think that's something that I'm looking forward to. I actually got to play a version of 6s here in DC when my sister and my cousin came to play. I'd never touched a lacrosse stick before, but they were out there having a ton of fun.
And here we are, opening draw. And again, there is only a draw at the beginning of each quarter. So we got 4 quarters. We got 8-minute running time. We have a 30-second shot clock. We have 3.5 minutes between each quarter and 30-second timeouts. So there's a limit on whistles. You'll notice that. There is no shooting space in this women's game. And I know women's coaches around are rejoicing for that. Tari and I are.
Yeah. It's gonna be a little bit different. Just even looking at the format of the field, people might be asking, where's the 8? Where's the 12? What do the lines mean? So we're excited to talk you through that, and hope you fall in love with this version of the game as much as we have.
And right now we have Dana. Okay, so Dana, 37. She is the coach at Loyal, one of the coaches right now, and she is starting our opening draw of this first quarter of the 2021 Super Sixes.
Yeah, Dana Dobie, one of the most prolific players in the game, and she wins that draw, clean draw win. Looks like it's checked away from her, but she's able to wrangle that with the one-hander.
And back up top right now, we got the ball, still keeping it with Canada, moving it fast. Quick little flip pass, Dana looking for that shot, and just sort of an accidental. We have our first goal being sort of an accidental one, but it's okay. It's okay. The ball's moving. It's still in transition.
Yep, and we're moving. Yep, Haudenosaunee has it now. We see Selena Lesota passing it off.
And look at that Canada defense really sliding hard. 24 up top, Haudenosaunee.
Yep, absolutely amazing, and I'm excited. Selena Lesota is one of my favorite players. We see there a shot coming from the Haudenosaunee team from Jordan Coulon, and now back again for Canada.
And we have the clear immediately back out, like we were talking about, moving that ball in transition. We have Nicole Peroni really dominating in the midfield. You'll see her number 88 right now with the ball, looking for that initial, it's not there, looking for that flip pass.
A great check by Lesota, but Canada able to get that back.
Great ball movement. Haudenosaunee with that steal.
Look at Lesota. Look at those stick skills. The handle, she still has it. Oh, and a great save. What a save right there.
A nice stop right there up top. Fantastic. It's interesting, too, seeing the way that Canada is just moving the ball with intention, right? Mm-hmm. We have the ball down low. Up top, number 44, looking for that hop step. I love it.
And we see the ball back to Baxter. She's Syracuse getting more and more comfortable in the lineup as well. We'll see Syracuse with Coach Kayla Trainer this season. And Baxter with the ball again, gets a shot off, but just wide above the goal. So Amanda, we see that the ball's actually going to Canada, or to Haudenosaunee, even though the shot was by Canada. Is that because they were closer? What's that rule in 6s? How does that look?
So it's a change in possession after that. If it is a shot, if it bounces off the net or bounces off the goalie. But if it's just sort of a rogue shot, right, then that doesn't happen in that case. Ball up top, looking for that feed on the inside. Fantastic defense by Dana.
Yeah.
Looking for that quick flip pass. We have Erica Evans just booking it to try to get that up top. Canada still holding on to it. Evans looking for the drive, not there. Fantastic stop by Haudenosaunee.
Yeah, body save there by Jenna Herring, the goalie, clearing it up to her team.
Awesome ball movement. Ball up top, back low.
We see the ball with Sarah Cockrell right now, also another Syracuse player. So many great colleges and institutions and teams represented here. Almost a shot by Lesotho, but just Baxter right there to poke it out of her stick, and we see Baxter running back towards the goal. And a great save.
Fantastic job by Jenna Herring. She's really dominating right now in the first half for Haudenosaunee. We have a replay of that, look at that angle too. She's really committing to that save, takes a hard step, shuts it down. We have a transition again. That's a sort of prime example of the change in possession. Ball is staying in by Canada. We have back out to Nicole Peroni. And they're slowing it down a little bit. This is what I like. This is what I like. You know, they're driving with intent. Eve Ritzik, we've seen her before. Looking for the drive. Fantastic stuff. Peroni, back of the net.
Yeah, Peroni with just a nice roll and able to turn back to goal to get that. And now we're seeing the Haudenosaunee with the ball.
Great ball movement again. Look at that inside. They're looking to set up that pick from the inside, looking for the roll from the outside.
Yeah, Frink was going for that, but a great check by Peroni. It's like Peroni is everywhere, and every player is going to be everywhere.
I know, and I'm just like, and we have the goalie clear to Peroni, looking for the drive.
Oh, what a great shot. That was right there by...
Fantastic.
Now Annabelle Child getting Canada on another
Harvard player. Fantastic scholarly shot there.
Yeah.
We have the shot. Look at that. She's making it look like she's going the goalie stick side. She really pulls it to her left side and rips it to the hip. Dana coming in hot.
Oh, what a shot.
Just nothing like ripping it from the 30. Yeah. Nothing like being Dana, right?
Nothing like being Dana.
Clear,
that's what she does.
Clear out to Lesotho. Lesotho bringing it down, kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. We have Cockerville. She's got it up top. Back to
Lesotho. Selena Lesotho is well known for her stick skills, but that pass right there just interrupted again by Baxter. Baxter is stellar on that defensive right now.
Great ball movement. Look at the pressure that Canada's putting, and it doesn't matter because if you're Lesotho, you're still going to score if there are 4 people on you.
You're going to find a way. You're going to find a way.
Absolutely. Ball's back out again. We have Canada possessing it. We have Wallace looking for the drive, and here's a replay. Look at Lesotho. She's like, you can play defense, you can double team me. I'm still gonna fake high, shoot low.
Yep.
And in that 2 seconds, we already had a Canada goal again
by Wallace.
Super Sixes truly is super.
It's super fast. It's super fast. And we see for Haudenosaunee a shot by Bonberry right there. Tiana Bonberry, her sister, also on the squad. But just wide and
errant shot. We have the clear back up top.
Yep, we're accordingly with it now. The Hopkins player, now a grad student at Maryland.
We're set, looking for it. Still keeps it in play.
Oh, yeah, we're seeing a close call by Cordingley, but she's pushed into the circle.
Yeah, Aurora Cordingley looking for the give and go. Push from behind. This is actually the first whistle that we've had in the game thus far.
Yeah. But the ball is back to Canada. Really given to Ritzik.
Eve Ritzik, who is queen of behind the back shot. She tried teaching me, keyword tried teaching me, in Peterborough, Ontario. She is a fantastic player. Grew up playing box lacrosse. Legit is also a snowboarder.
Amazing. So much talent. So much talent. Oh, and a great shot by Dobie, but goes wide.
We're set to Ritzik to Dobie. I mean, it is a give and go game. We have the ball back out to number 6. Herring from Haudenosaunee, clearing it back out. In the midfield, we have number 16. Cassandra Bean is actually her nickname.
Great interception there by Cordingley, but Haudenosaunee able to.
Bonberry keeping it in play. You'll notice there are 3 Bonberries on the Haudenosaunee team. We have the drive from Canada. Ritzik looking for it.
Oh, and she gets it. She gets it.
Fake high, fake low, go high. We have a double fake there. Fantastic fired shot from Maritzik.
We're seeing a clinic in shooting. We are seeing a clinic in shooting.
Here's a replay of Eve Maritzik. I love that stick skill, right? Like it's a smooth fake high, fake low, go high.
Yeah, that was a great check by Morissette, but the ball on the ground. Let's see if she gets the ground ball back.
It looks like Herring keeps it in play.
And we see Peroni with it. See Peroni trying to get the shot. Oh, another save by Herring.
And that's a fantastic switch from Peroni, but she just stuffs her up top. Herring making some fantastic saves for Haudenosaunee.
Yeah, Herring is ready to roll.
Lesotho really slowing down the ball in transition, and it's a back and forth game with amazing defense. We are done
with
our first quarter. How are you feeling about your first sixes game?
I'm loving this. I'm loving it. I mean, already we've gotten some amazing highlights, both on the offensive and defensive end. You know, I think this is a great structure because we're going to see highlights, like I said, from all parts of the goal. Anyone can shine.
And this, you know, like we've seen the skill set. We're going to take a little bit of a break because these super sixes are super fast.
Super fast.
And we're back to the 2021 Super Sixes. Canada scoring on that note. It's like they kind of knew.
They knew.
Our first matchup, Canada versus Haudenosaunee. Right now we're in our second quarter of our Super Sixes, and the ball is rolling. I am joined right now with Tari Kendamiri. We have the ball up top with Lesotho, who then passes it to Garlow, who gets it in the back of the net. We have a clear out from Canada, and we are back to our transition.
2 goals in the first 30 seconds already. We've already seen some magic. Oh, and what a shot right there by Evans.
And you can see the replay here. We have both the game occurring live action along with the replay of that 6 shot. She faked high and she went low and she stuffed her at the start of the doorstop. And here we go again. Right back to.
Yep, snuck in there. Cockrell snuck in there and got that pass from Garlow, able to just sneak it right into the goal. And look how fast they're subbing, too. It's like a goal gets scored and it's just someone else is coming in.
So we have Keena now moving the ball to Wallace. Wallace back to Keena, I think, and then we have the transition to 44, Shanley Wallace back and forth, and now we have a steal.
What a steal by Cockrell right there, and you know she's taking it to the house with another goal, a back-to-back goal.
Sierra really demonstrating that she can hang in the midfield. Ball back out to number 12, Sutton from Canada. Canada moving it up top. We have the ball moving to 21, Keena. Still in transition too. You'd see these smooth passes, right? Yep. It's sort of like a give and go game every time. We have Dana right there looking to post up in the middle of the 8.
What a close call there, close shot by Wallace, but goes wide, and Herring, who has been stellar in goal, is able to get it back and pass it off to Miller.
So here's a replay of those goals. You can also see the live action as it continues. Both these teams really demonstrating how they can switch left to right. She ripped it from basically the 15-yard line and back of the net for the Haudenosaunee on that one. So we have a great save here from Canada. The ball back in transition momentarily. You know, the goalies really act as that 6th field player almost, but they can't pass that center line because if they do, that's the only offsides call. So we do have a whistle on the field. This is maybe the second whistle of the game, which is a bit unusual in this game. We're so used to whistle on whistle. We have Peroni with the ball up top in the center. She has dominated in this game thus far.
Yeah, she's been phenomenal, and Dobie jogging back in. We've seen her get a couple goals, and we talked about how monumental she is in the game as well.
Ritzik!
Oh, what a rip!
Come on with that.
Ritzik.
Oh my Atlanta. Ritzik.
Run that back.
I love saying her name. Ritzik, you know, phenomenal player. Also a phenomenal snowboarder.
Oh, look at that steal by Scanlon.
Got the one-handed. We have Ritzik.
Oh, the behind the back. Oh, that's the behind the back pass.
That's the behind the back, Tari. That is her behind the back move.
Can you do that? Because you said she tried to teach you. Okay,
I would actually break my back.
That's okay. It's not for everyone.
Ain't nobody got time for that. We have the ball moving in transition back to Haudenosaunee. We have Lesotho dominating again. Back out to number 24, Jalen Jimmerson, whose mother is the coach.
Yeah.
Looking for that shot.
Another save.
Jimmerson getting stuffed though. Right there, it's sort of a 0-ish angle shot, but hey, Haudenosaunee can shoot like that. Yeah. They can shoot anywhere.
They got it. And here's Cordingley looking for that shot, but just taking it behind.
Shonley Wallace looking for it. We have more set posting up. Look, you know, it's interesting too with a smaller size field. You'll see the Canadian players really posting up like box players, looking to roll off that pick, looking for an inside feed.
Yep, not giving their defenders any opportunity to get too close to them. They are moving the ball so quick.
Ball back out for Haudenosaunee, moving it with a purpose. Number 66, Sierra looking for that shot outside, basically at the 30-yard line. It's not there, though. So ball back up to Wallace. Wallace, who has just been dominating in this game.
Yeah, everywhere. It seems like we're calling her name all the time, too. These players are on fire.
Really moving with a purpose. They're making their box. We have...
Oh, right off the pipe. Come on, we got to count that for something.
Points for creativity on that one. Yep. Moving the ball upfield. We have Sierra again. We have a whistle. This is maybe the third whistle. That's it. You know, I'm used to a lot more. We have Crandall moving the ball up top for Haudenosaunee. And here's a shot almost there.
Right on the pipe.
It
sounded beautiful.
One more inch.
Sounded beautiful.
One more inch in that pocket up top.
Yep. We see now Scanlon, Maya Scanlon.
She's looking for the shot, not there. She has her teammate to back her up, though. Moving the ball again.
Again. Oh, what a nice bouncer right there by Maya Scanlon.
Great sell, too. She's like, I'm going to bring my stick up top, and I'm going to rip it between her legs. You'll notice both. You know, we have a replay of that goal, too. They're making that box, looking for that player on the inside. Really drops her stick. Oh, that's a hard shot to read. It's got a spin to it. The ball already taken away by Haudenosaunee, who's fantastic.
Lesotho with the one hand. It's like she's the queen of the one hand.
I love watching that, too. I mean, Lesotho dominating on stick skills.
Oh, what a shot by Garlow.
Fired that.
She bent the ball in some cool way.
Fired it.
Shot off.
Fired it. Hard to read for a goalie. So they've got all those players blocking her view. I mean, we have a timeout on the field, and in your head, you're probably like, oh, they can restructure, make adjustments. No, we got 30 seconds. For most coaches, that's just, you know, your opening line, eye of the tiger moment. That's not enough to say, hey, I'm going to make this adjustment. And it's interesting, too, to see how both these teams are going to come out of a timeout. We have a 9-6 game. We talked about this, though. We knew it was going to be close. We knew it was going to be close.
We did. And 9-6, honestly, that can switch. Anything can happen. We still have 2 minutes, but we saw 2-3 goals in a 30-second span. We've seen back-to-back goals. A couple players are popping up. They're on fire, too. So this score, anything can happen going into the half.
And we have Scott Teeter coaching the Canadian team. He is no stranger to the international circuit. He has coached many of these players. It is worth noting that not only are some of these players from the Canadian team from 2019, 2018 World Championships, but we also have some newbies. The 2019 U19 World Championship, we have 4 all-world team members on Canada's team. So they got the young crew and they got the older crew, but they've got a crew.
Yeah, and they're meshing really, really well. Here we see Baxter with the ball up top, looking to pass it off. She gets it to her teammate, number 45, accordingly. Gets it back to Baxter, but Herring with another save.
You know, they're playing the same kind of attack set, making that box, 4 on the outside, 1 in the middle, looking to post up, looking for that pick. They're doing these fantastic flip passes.
Got a hidden ball trick, kind of.
And getting stuffed up top. That's a toughie to make too, right?
Check out that long clear to number 26.
Smart move, smart move. We have another behind the back. And Eve Ritzik looking for the same shot.
A nice save by Herring right there.
Herring saying, nope, not today.
Not today.
Not
again.
Today. Not during this game. Not the first game of Super Sixes. The ball is back out, Haudenosaunee. We've got number 66, Sierra. Looking for a torpedo shot. We have Lesotho looking for that, fire that shot from the 15, almost 30 for that matter.
And we've seen her make those shots, but now we've got more set, bringing the ball. Canada kind of getting set up.
Wallace really fantastic with those feet. So you can see her right here. She's really, really dictating where the ball goes. She's assisting. She's passing to Dana, looking for that shot.
And a nice shot by Evan.
Let's talk about the fact that she just shot through 3 people and still made it in the back of the net. We are
threading the needle.
We are very used to shooting space. Worth noting, no shooting space.
Yeah,
if
no
you haven't
space
noticed, I also, by the way, no one has gotten close to the 30-second time mark.
Yeah,
we are
no, they haven't.
only
Lasota, come on.
And on that note, we were only at 15 seconds, right?
Right.
You still have a ridiculous amount of time.
Yep.
You know, and Shonley Wallace looking for a torpedo shot. Oh my gosh!
What a shot!
I wish
by
I
Wallace.
looked that good with a hop step like that. If I did that, people
she's like
would,
falling away from the goal, but she still got it in
I think
right there.
I would pull my ACL. Fantastic shot from the 30. You know, Haudenosaunee back again. They haven't made those last shots, if you notice. There have been 4 or 5 outside shots. They just need better angles.
Yeah.
They're ripping it. They've got the power. We just got to get the placement.
Yep.
And there you All right. We have a 30-second break right now. And here we have to see I want you guys to see the ball movement here, right? Yeah. They're setting up a box, posting a player in the middle, looking for that feed from the inside on top of the crease. Yeah. If you're a goalie, it's your worst nightmare to get that shot.
Absolutely, yeah. If they catch a defender sleeping and a pass gets off, that's a goal. That's a quick goal.
I think we're going to see some more Eve Ritzik shots. I think we're also going to see some feeds to Dana. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with Super Sixes. And welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes, first ever Super Sixes. We have Canada, we have Haudenosaunee right now. We're at half. This is a game. I told you it was going to be a game, Tari. What are your thoughts thus far?
I'm just in awe. I mean, the skill on display in the offensive, the defensive, the midfield, the one-handers, the 6 shots that we're getting, I'm loving it. The score is 11-7 right now, but we know that anything can happen with these teams.
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing these shots too, right? From Haudenosaunee, a lot of these shots are from the outside, 30 seconds, ripping it as fast as they can. And then we also have the other side of that, Canada, right? Those are the inside shots. Those are on top of the crease.
Right.
They're looking to really just kind of rip that shot on top of the goalie and pass the hips. We're going to look at some replay here on the first and second quarters. Again, we're playing Super Sixes, so that means we have 8-minute quarters, but we have a lot of shots.
That's
the
beautiful.
shot. It is the outside looking to rip it like a torpedo. Canada looking for the inside shots, right?
But Herring has just been on point. She is tracking their shots and watching how they're shooting. Just take a look at that, getting low, getting those high ones too. But they found some ways to get past her as well.
You know, being a goalie in this game, you have to have short-term memory loss, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to forget about the 15 shots I had before because we know that in the next 2 quarters, so each quarter is 8 minutes, that's a ridiculous amount of time in the Sixes game. It's end line to end line. It is 30-second shot clock. What's interesting is I've seen Canada in the first 2 quarters try to slow it down a little bit, which is good because 30 seconds for all of you sitting at home, all you young players are like, oh, 30 seconds is short. No, it's not. We've hit the 15-second mark. That is the furthest we've gone into our shooting.
Absolutely, yeah. Nothing wrong with taking your time, especially once you've seen how fast the pace is, you've seen the established pace. The Haudenosaunee, like you mentioned earlier, won gold at the Pala Cup in Florida. They know this format so well, are quick to play the Sixes format, and Canada is easing their way in, but they're crushing it. You know, they're up 11-7 right now, and I'm pumped for the second half.
And I love this Haudenosaunee team. We were talking to the coaches before. It is a family affair with the Haudenosaunee team. We have several sisters. We have the Bomberries. They also have cousins on the team. I mean, it is really cool to see, you know, the Haudenosaunee, they're the reason for this game, right? Yeah. You know, they're the reason, the ancestry, the history behind it, the creators game. We hear that a lot, but to see it now displayed has been really, really fascinating for me. Because you can see the way that they play is different, right? Their stick skills are like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah, phenomenal stick skills. We called it out a couple times as well, and just, you know, what I love, even, you know, people might not be seeing this right now, but there's family and there's, you know, the men's teams on the sidelines, and we hear the cheering and we're watching everyone just enjoy this beautiful day of lacrosse.
And we saw some of these players last weekend. If you, primarily the Canada team, right? We've seen 4 or 5 of them play in the Fall Classic. Dana, who is the leading champ, she is, you know, a world champion. She is also, you know, just a coach at Loyola. She is from several all-world teams. I mean, you name it, she's done it.
Right.
Is 37 and rocking this roster like no one I've ever seen. I mean, mad props. So we're going to take a quick break right now. We are going to come back to finish the last 2 quarters of the 2021 Super Sixes. We have game 1 right now, Haudenosaunee versus Canada. Canada had 11, but it's 11-7.
11-7, and anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's Super Sixes. I mean, it's back and forth. We know this. We've seen it happen before. And we're going to take a quick break, and we will come back with our 2021 Super Sixes from the USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. And welcome back to the 2021 first ever Super Sixes from the USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. We are now going into our 3rd quarter of the first game, Haudenosaunee women versus Canada women. So how are you feeling about this, Tari? We're about to go into our 3rd draw.
I'm excited. We've got Dobie and Cockerell on the draw. You know, 3rd draw of the game. We mentioned there are no draws after goals. It's just been going back and forth. Canada winning that. That's number 88, Peroni, with it, and passing it around.
And Peroni we've said her name 300 times. And here we have Dana. Dana showing us why she is not only on the World Lacrosse working groups, but she's also in the Women in Box working group. I mean, she really displays her box. Like, she's so good at box lacrosse, and she's so great at field. Here's a replay of Dana ripping that shot, showing that it doesn't matter if there are 4 people in front of her, she's still going to get in the back of the net.
Absolutely, and we've got a pipe shot there by number 9, Garla for Haudenosaunee, so Canada gets it back.
Back to, you know, Peroni really dominating on transition, right? If you're playing sixes, you're playing end line to end line. Haritzik looking for the roll, and now they're really playing a tight defense on her. Looking.
Oh, and a behind the back shot by Herring again is there to crush the dream and get the ball.
And like a bullet feed to her, too. It just wasn't the best angle in the world, but looking for the behind the back. We have Haudenosaunee now with the ball behind. First time we've seen the ball behind, utilizing that space. We have Scanlon looking for that drive up top, and you know, she tries, but that shot just really.
Yep, easy save there for Spence. But I'm loving seeing that the ladies are taking these long-range shots, these rocket shots. They're taking advantage of that, and I think the defense sometimes isn't necessarily expecting that, and that's why we're seeing them go in.
And Wallace back of the net. And that was it. She was coming in on a transition. This, you know, reminds me of a continuous 3v3, but it's really a continuous 5v5 for field players, and we have our 6th player being the goalie. So looking for the drive, they double teamed very hard, an accidental hit. And here we have a replay of that, and really, you know, Spence stuffing her at the top there. You know, that is, we need a little bit better angle, but she has been just a bullet with her stepping, right? Committing to making that save every single time.
Absolutely.
Securing it.
Something I've noticed about Wallace as well, you mentioned her hitch step earlier. She is just faking the defense, just getting them caught off guard once and then getting a shot off on that next step. That's something to keep an eye on throughout the rest of the game.
And then we have Frink to Jimmerson, Jimmerson to Frink.
And Lasota again with that shot.
And that nice feed.
She's so good right next to the goal, right on that angle that you're like not really sure someone should be taking the shot, or if they're going to take a shot, she gets it done.
And Ritzik to Wallace. Wallace passing it back up top, looking for that fantastic angle. It's just not there yet. Crandall also dominating on the midfield.
And it's interesting, the Haudenosaunee are pushing Canada way up towards half field. That is an interesting tactic for the game. It's like they know Canada, but Wallace right there again. She got it.
You know, she's so scrappy too. You know, there's a ground ball, she's going to get it. She's going to check, she's going to put pressure on you. You're going to see her from end line to end line. I feel like this game was made for Wallace.
Absolutely, and we see Haudenosaunee long pass there, going down to number 14, Tiana Bonberry.
Back of the net. Pass, pass, pass.
Tamia Bonberry with that goal.
I don't even think that the goalie was even ready for that. I don't think Spence was ready, and it was hard to, because you have those passes, uno, dos, tres, and then it's back of the net. We have Dana now with the ball up top, looking for that feed to Peroni. Peroni like kind of cheating in a little bit. It's not there. I'm surprised that went
there
in.
By Cordingley.
Because they were perfectly spaced with their box. They were looking for the feeds in the inside, and then they just got congested, and they were still able to seal the deal in 6s. Look at that for alliteration.
Yeah.
And we have the ball
Seal the deal,
back
just like
out.
it.
We have the ball back out for Haudenosaunee. Garlow looking for the drive, pass back up top, ripping it again. You know, a little more power behind that.
Yep.
Might have gotten it back. She had a good angle.
She did. Frink had a great angle, but not as much power, and Spence was just ready for that one. So we see, we see Peroni with it again.
Peroni to Ritzik. I love saying her name. I want to see more behind the backs, looking for that bullet, and that's exactly it. I mean, that we just need to seal the deal. If I'm Canada, I'm thinking
We saw someone just kick the ball. Is that allowed in sixes?
it is.
Ah, okay.
It is.
Okay, I can work with that.
I love, like being able to kick the ball, possess it,
Right.
and boxing out.
Yep.
I mean, you'll see like similarities between box and the field game. You know, there's harmonization between the men's rules and the women's rules. You'll see the next game that we have on the docket when the men play. It's going to be very similar, and that's great. You know, if I'm a fan watching this for the first time ever, it's going to be really easy for me to hop on in.
And we see number 24, Jalen Jimmerson, starting the transition for the Haudenosaunee.
And Jalen's mom is one of the coaches. Again, family affair. I love that. Working the ball on the outside. Look for the shot. That's a hard angle to make. When I was a coach, I used to say, that's a zero angle.
We trust her, though. We trust her. with that one.
Haudenosaunee can do it. Haudenosaunee can do it. Next time. They'll get it next time.
Absolutely.
Ball back out to Canada in the midfield.
And Amanda, why do you think it is that the Haudenosaunee is pushing Canada out this far up? We really hadn't seen that until this quarter.
I think if they put pressure on them up top and they don't let them set up their box,
what a
except
shot right
here
there
they
by
go
number
and they
21,
shoot from
Magna.
the outside, so it doesn't matter. I mean,
Right.
I think what they're trying to do is push them out of their comfort zone. They're comfortable playing that box game with the girl in the inside, looking for that sweet
Oh,
feed.
what a work by Cockrell. She got in there. She said, I'm going to find a way to get a goal.
She just win. It was like a non-stop. Sierra just really proving that she has the endurance to run end line to end line, but she's also going to stuff it in the back of the net.
We see a card there on the field. Looks like the refs are maybe going to chat and see.
So I should say this, refs aren't always right, but they're never wrong. And so when you look at the sixes game, and we're all kind of learning, there's a degree of a learning curve. While this rule set is almost done, it's still a work in progress.
Right.
It's still a work in progress. There still are tweaks need to be made. And, officials are getting used to it. Imagine being an NCAA coach and all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, I'm not calling this and this. It is a learning curve. So I want to give props to all of our officials who are learning with us.
Yep. No 8, no 12, no shooting space. Definitely a different game for players and for officials as well, but player safety is at top of mind, and they're doing a great job with that.
And we have the ball back out, Canada, looking to move it. Keena in the midfield to Wallace, back again. And look, they've slowed it down, which is nice, because now we're at 15 seconds. It's a 30-second shot clock, and
we're set with it now.
10 seconds.
Looks like she's looking to pass it off, maybe get
9 seconds
some
left.
angle to goal.
Looking for that feed. I mean, that was a
way to be there, Haudenosaunee and Cockrell again.
fantastic roll. I mean, if the feed was just there, they would have had it. So Evans proving that you can use the crease to your advantage.
Oh, that's a great save right there by Spencer. That was quick ball movement by the Haudenosaunee.
And we were talking about how there are differences in some shots we've seen. This is a card on the field right now. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a crease violation.
I think it might have been maybe a check to the head just about on Wallace. A check to the head on number 23.
Oh, we have a
Kelly
replay real quick. She's looking for, it's not there. That's a fantastic stop. And here's the really cool part about goalies in this game. Like, they just got to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you're going to have 3 goalies probably, or 4 for that matter, because they're getting all sorts of shots. You might have a goalie that's really good at making crease roll stops. And then you might have a goalie that's really good at making those 30-meter bullet shots.
Right. I'd love to see Haudenosaunee bring their shots up higher. They've had so much success with the high shots. Spence is so good at the low shots. And here we see
Accordingly looking for the drive.
That's going to be a card on Lasota.
That was a
little bit
toughie.
of aggression right there. Yeah.
We had 3 players. She was triple teamed on that one. Still looking to. And here's what I love. Here's what I love about this. She's driving. She's got 1 player, 2 player, 3 players, and she doesn't even stop.
Right. She's like, I gotta go. I have things to do.
And we have a quick timeout. Again, 30 seconds. 30-second timeout right now. You know what? I lied on that one. It is the end of the third quarter. It's
Already?
so toughy. It's
Already?
a toughie. We got 8 minutes. It's like, are we at a timeout or is it, so we are now in our third quarter of the first game of the Super Sixes. It is the Women's Canada versus Women Haudenosaunee. Right now, Canada 16 leading, Haudenosaunee 10. But everyone likes to come back in this game. So we're going to take a quick break and back with quarter 4. Welcome back to the 2021 Super Sixes here at the USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. We are 30 seconds, a little more than 30 seconds into our fourth quarter of the first game. USA versus Haudenosaunee women, and we have the first shot and first save of the game.
Yep, and for those watching, you saw that Canada actually started with the ball at the start of this quarter. It's because there was a card on Selena Lasota for the Haudenosaunee. She's still out, so playing out that card, they are able to get possession to start off, and there's no draw.
And we have right now, we had Evans to Peroni looking for the drive, back to Peroni, now to Evans again, moving the ball up top. Peroni, Evans. I feel like it's going to be Peroni, Evans, Peroni. And we have a turnover. It's not really a save, but we had a little bit of a drop pass. Haudenosaunee dominating on the change in possession. Ball in the midfield right now. Haudenosaunee demonstrating what it's like to have this skill set to be able to control the ball and your stick when you're double teamed by Canada.
Yeah, and that's fouls on accordingly. Foul there accordingly against Cockrell, so Cockrell will likely get the ball back and be able to start with it. We've got Lasota back in the game with the ball, passing it off to Cockrell.
Back up top to number 8. Again, really, I love Lasota because she dictates the pace of the game. And in 2 seconds of me saying that, we had the ball in the back of the net. Garlow demonstrating that she can shoot all over. And it's just a fantastic shot game from Haudenosaunee thus far.
So good. And, they're doing a great job of staying calm under pressure. Both teams are doing a great job.
Wallace looking for the drive up top. I love that. She's coming in full sprint. Dana looking for it.
On a save by Herring.
Stuffed by Haudenosaunee. The change in possession really quick in this game. 24 seconds left on that shot clock is still a long amount of time. If I'm Haudenosaunee, looking to Jimmerson, back to Jimmerson again.
Jimmerson with a beautiful face dodge, but Garlow right there next to the goal, able to just fake high and shoot low.
And if you're watching this and you're young, they're really looking to draw the double team, look for that hard draw on the top of the crease so they can't slide, and then they get a 1v1 on goal.
And Wallace, who played box lacrosse for 4 years. We've seen, we discussed how scrappy she is. We see it now. It's that box lacrosse experience showing through.
Yeah, absolutely. And the back of the net every time. Canada, Evans especially demonstrating that she can catch it up high, use the momentum from that pass, and then just realign it in the back of the net.
Yep, absolutely. Quick shots. There's not a lot of super cradling, dodging around. When they're ready to go, they just get the shot off.
And Haudenosaunee right now really spread out, if you noticed. They're starting out spread out, and then they're kind of getting a little bit closer and looking to draw that double team, because if you're spread out and you draw a double, she can't slide to that open player. So they're looking to force that.
Oh, Jimmerson, great shot off the pipe, and she's almost gets her own rebound back, but her teammate Lindsay Miller is right there to get
Miller
back.
Just dropping down like, you take this from here. You take it. Fantastic ball movement and game sense. Think about this lacrosse IQ to know that, right? Your teammate needs to have a better angle. I also don't want to get a shot to the head, so I'm just going to drop it.
Right.
Number 5 looking for it. It looks like we have a little bit of an accidental injury.
Into the body of Sutton.
She was looking for that drive. It wasn't there, and that hedging room wasn't there, so she ended up kind of nicking her right there in the hip. Looks like we have a call on the play, and it's a change in possession thus far.
Sutton looks like she's good.
And here's a replay of that really quick. Number 5 was looking to drive, right? And it wasn't there. She was looking to drive, and it looks like the butt of her stick just kind of nailed her in the hip. And sometimes it happens. It's the risk you take.
It does. That's actually a red card. red card on that shot.
And that's the first that we've seen in this game. And I think coaches, especially, women's coaches around the world, are like, this is awesome. It's not a ton of whistles. You can really teach lacrosse IQ here instead of always having a whistle reset.
Yeah, and this is a 5v4, but Herring, again, standing strong and tall. Looks like
Peroni kind of looking for that call, but it wasn't there.
And Child was in the crease, so Herring gets the ball back, but Child is on her. She's hounding her, trying to get her out, and it looks like she succeeded. Herring did step out of bounds, so Canada gets the ball back, and they're looking for a quick call.
First time we've seen defensive, someone dropping down and playing defense on a goalie.
Yeah.
Putting a little pressure on her.
Yeah, and Canada has kept up their intensity. We see the ball up top right now with
Eve Ritzik.
Your favorite. That's
I
like,
love her.
Let me pause and let her say it, because she loves to say it.
Eve Ritzik. The H is silent.
H is silent. H is silent, but the behind the backs are not.
Oh, no, those aren't silent. We have ball movement for Ritzik, looking for the flip pass to number 33, Erica Evans. Maybe a change of possession, but not today, says Peroni. We've said her name so many times thus far in the game. Like the players from Canada that have been so involved are, obviously we have Dana, but we have Peroni, Spence, and goal. Now here's the cool part. Lauren Spence is a freshman at Loyola. Her coach is Dana, and we can see Dana here on the field right now. And we've seen her throughout the game. Dana is a coach at Loyola. To be on a team with your coach.
Yeah, that's amazing. The learning opportunities, the chances to show what you're made of as well. Spence is a freshman playing with her coach, and we also, briefly chatted about Peroni. Her dad played her brother played in the NLL, and her dad was recently inducted into the CLA Hall of Fame, Canada Lacrosse Association Hall of Fame. So a big lacrosse family. It's
a family affair here. And Dana Dobie is incredible lacrosse background. She's been on the national team for over a decade. In 2013, she won silver, and she's the first Canadian to win the ACC Player of the Year in 2008. She joined the inaugural WPLL season. In her 2023 or 2003, not 23, 2003 U19 team won bronze. I mean, you name it, she's done it. And not only is Dana just an all-around incredible player, she's on, the Women in Box Lacrosse Working Group. She is also on the Athletes Commission for World Lacrosse.
Yeah, just phenomenal. I know she's got a decade more in her. Dana, when you listen back to this, I said it. I did it. I believe it.
It's interesting. She played last weekend in the Fall Classic. I said, how are you feeling? She goes, you know what? Physically, I'm feeling great. Mentally, a little tired.
Understandable. It's been a long month of lacrosse. And we see her kind of camping out in front of the goal, but number 12, her teammate, able to, Lydia Sutton, right in front of the goal.
So looking for that shot, it looks like we have an injury on field right now. We're going to give them a minute to tend to her. We are here at the USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. This is an incredible facility, absolutely incredible. And we're going to take a quick look at that. We have the ball behind by Canada, looking for the feed, number 12. Yeah, it's an accident. I have to say, it kind of looked like she brought that stick behind. She was going to rip it up top. The player stepped right in front of her, and her stick kind of ricocheted back. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. It hurts.
Yep.
But it
that
isn't,
metal, yeah.
It isn't on purpose. So we have the ball back in play. Canada, we're set up top. We then have Baxter looking to move the ball to Dana, who we were just talking about.
Back to Evans and back up to Baxter. And here we've got Morissette. A zinger by Morissette. That is the catch and shoot right there, catch and release.
Such a hard save to make, and I have to be honest, I'm not sure that Herring was ready for it, right? The ball is so far out. She didn't really look like she was shooting. Those are some of the best shots, and that is a fantastic save. The save that a goalie makes and then start to roll back behind them.
Yep.
Gotta
be quick. Gotta make sure it doesn't sneak past the line.
Freshman. I mean, I can't imagine playing like that as a freshman. Fantastic job by her in net.
Absolutely. We see Canada passing around right now. Morissette's got it. She just scored, looking for back-to-back, but an interception right there.
Denied. And it's interesting, too, because now the Haudenosaunee are also posting up in the middle of the 8 on the top. I'm sorry, there's no 8 in this. On the top of the crease.
Oh, the Lasota to Garlow connection, 8 and 9.
Such a tough save to make. If you're a goalie, that's your worst nightmare.
What a beautiful clear by Canada. That's number 45, or accordingly being right there. And here we see Canada working around Annabelle Child. A nice low shot right there by Child.
We should just give her props, Annabelle, because she just scored with 5 players on her.
Amazing. The way these players are threading the needle, what a great save for the Haudenosaunee. Jalen Jimmerson with more momentum taking her out, but she's like, I got to keep the ball in, able to redirect the ball and get it back. Now her teammate Maya Scanlon with it.
And we have 39 seconds left in this game. It is a 19-13 game. Canada leading thus far. They're looking to bring it back. It is worth noting, you know, you can do a lot in 31 seconds. I'm not sure if you can win, but hey,
yeah,
everyone likes to come back.
Anything can happen in sixes. 25 seconds as the clock winds down. Canada
in no rush, if you haven't noticed.
Yep,
if you haven't noticed, they're looking at that shot clock going, I got 16 seconds. We're ahead. I'm looking at 13 seconds left in the game, 12 seconds, 10. I mean, they're in no rush, but Haudenosaunee really putting the pressure on, forcing that turnover. If only they had more time.
Yep, and number 3, we see number 3.
And
ladies
and gentlemen, that is game time. And Eve Ritzik, Canada, fantastic player, really sealing the deal. I happened to see her at the 2019 U19 World Championship. She was all-world team. She was queen of the behind the back. She tried to teach me, keyword try. That didn't work out well. I mean, Tari, let's take a look at some of these highlights from the game. 24 looking... and
Garlow was stellar in this game.
Look at those stick skills, too. Smooth, looking for the feed up top, in the middle. Boom.
We saw a lot of great feeding in this game as well.
Erica Evans really demonstrating that she can make something happen in a small space. Haudenosaunee, top of the crease. Well, this is game 1. I mean, feelings. We're right into 2021 Super Sixes. Amazing thus far. So we have 5 more games left on the docket. The next game is the men's Canada versus men's Haudenosaunee. I think that's also going to be a great matchup. We'll see you in the next game starting momentarily.